that.
I heard Clinton talking about it. Clinton was talking about how he knows he's still got a lot of love for the club and all that. So yes, we'll see. All right. Welcome to Don't Gas. All right, we'll try again. Welcome to Don't Gas. I jumped the gun a bit there. Welcome to Don't Gas, back again, second episode. Episode called Action Heroes. So this should be an interesting one. A few intros. So I'm just going to go around in the order that I can see everyone. We've got Blunt.
Yo.
Signy Godfather.
Respect.
JD.
Sir.
Yes. How we doing today, man?
All blessed, brother.
Just there, mate.
Nice. Okay, so we'll get into it. First thing I want to talk about is the Canelo Crawford fight. So Canelo v Crawford, that's on Friday, 12th of September. That's the scheduled date of the fight. And I've got a few questions really, but what I want to do, I'm just going to run through a few stats and that before we actually talk about this. So you got Canelo, a record of 59-2-2 with 39 KOs. 5'8", 166.75 pounds, reach of 70.5 inches, and age 33, and he's an orthodox. And then we got Crawford, record of 40-0, 31 knockouts. He's also 5'8", a bit smaller, 146.75 pounds, reach of 74 inches, again. For those of you out there who live by this pause culture. Age 35. That actually surprised me. I didn't realize Crawford was older than Canelo, but yeah, he's older and he's a southpaw as well. And I just wanted to share something interesting, which probably I've got a funny feeling may go against the thoughts of everyone on today, is ESPN have gone, or no, it's Box.Live, sorry, have given Canelo a 61.42% chance of winning. And they've only given Crawford 38.58% chance of winning. So they actually got Canelo down as a heavy favorite, which surprised me a little bit. What are your thoughts on that, JD?
Doesn't surprise me. I mean, they want people to bet and lose their money, innit? So they're gonna, Canelo, but I can't see Canelo winning that fight at all. Personally.
Why not? Why have you got Crawford?
Just too good, the guy's just too good, just too good. So yeah. Right. Canelo, yeah, I've seen him struggle against a few fighters, and just Crawford, he makes it look easy against everyone, and I don't see it being any different against Canelo.
Okay, Blunt, I want to ask you, who's got the better resume out of the two?
Resume, Canelo, hands down. No, but it's not to say that Crawford hasn't dealt with world-class operators. But Canelo's pushed himself more. He's got the bigger names on the record. These win percentages, this is before every season. So there's some supercomputers predicted that Chelsea are going to win the league by 4 points and 17 goals, and it doesn't mean anything, does it? But but definitely the better resume is Canelo.
Yeah, I think so as well. If you go down Canelo's resume, you got Gennady Golovkin, you got Kovalev, you got Daniel Jacobs, you've got people like Miguel Cotto, Callum Smith, Shane Mosley, some big names in there. And then when you look at Floyd Mayweather, yeah. Sorry, I'm only looking at his wins, by the way. So yeah, you can have Floyd Mayweather for that as well.
Just to interject there, mate. I think he got more from the Floyd Mayweather defeat than any victory he's got. Because if you look the way Canelo changed it the way he came at the sport. When he was in there with Mayweather, he was like, "Oh shit!" No, he's like, "This is how it's done," you know. And then he started cutting. Like, did you see his head movement in the Daniel Jacobs fight, where he was just slipping like 9 and 10 punches on the bounce, mate? Like just. Oh.
But what do you say that Canelo's kind of fallen off since he stopped having the Mexican steaks?
Yeah, absolutely. Not liable, but yeah. He's on the decline. But it happens to everyone. Allegedly, the Mexican steaks,
yeah. Let's just say that. I just
wanted
to mention a couple of. Sorry, go on.
He might go from the same place that Tyson Fury was getting that wild boar meat.
I just wanted to, and where Conor Ben got his eggs from. Just want to go through a couple of the Crawford's bigger names that he's beaten. So you got Errol Spence Jr. in there. You got Sean Porter, Kell Brook. You put Amir Khan in there, I suppose, as well. But I agree. I feel like Canelo's resume is way better than Crawford's.
Don't forget I mentioned Ricky Burns, because Ricky Burns was a multiple weight world champion when Crawford came in.
He was, no, that's fair. That's fair. He got battered in that fight, but yeah, that's fair as well. Tiny, where do you sit on this one? Who have you got?
I was saying Crawford myself. From seeing Crawford, he just, for me, as soon as he steps in the ring, it's just business straight away. No games.
Yeah.
But me, from what I've seen of Crawford, yeah, I think it'll take Canelo a lot.
His boxing IQ is crazy, Crawford. His boxing IQ, honestly, it's just
crazy, bro.
It is. He just knows every area of the ring. He knows where to be. He knows where to push his opponent. He's got the movement. He's got knockouts. It's not like he's one of those fighters. He doesn't knock people out either. He knocks people out as well.
And the thing is, for me, you don't really see much actual boxers like that nowadays. You get me?
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
The only thing working against Crawford here, I don't know how many of you watched his last fight when he stepped up to 154 against Madrimov, who is no joke. He's a world champion inside 10 fights, but even at 154, he just looked for 36 minutes like he couldn't put a dent in an average size 154 fighter. Now he's going to go 168, and Canelo is teak tough. You're taking flush right hands off Golovkin and not even stumbling. So it's going to have to be a masterful points victory. I think he will outpoint him. I think he'll outbox him. But he's also in Vegas, where Canelo is the cash cow, so you might have to knock him out just to get a draw. But he will struggle with Canelo's natural size. He's going to have to find a way around that, because he won't knock him out. He's got no chance.
I was going to say, do you think he has to knock him out to win? Because when you think about where they're fighting, and we all know the judges aren't usually the best over there. Do you think he has to knock him out? And why do you think it's impossible for him to knock him out?
Mate, I'll tell you why it's impossible for him to knock him out, right? Because when Golovkin hits you with a flush right hook and you shake it off and keep walking forward, Terence Crawford ain't putting a dent in you. And that's just a fact. Unless it's just pressure. Like, I just don't think
he doesn't have to knock him out. He doesn't have to knock him out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If it's pressure, it's TKO. But I don't think Canelo's the type that'll stop punching. I really don't. I mean, look what Bivol done. Bivol bullied him around the ring. He was hitting him with 6, 7, 8, 9 shots on the bounce, boom, round the guard, body up at the head. And Canelo's still just that experience, just riding it, pop, throwing them 2 shots back, So the ref had something to go off and like, all right, this kid's not done now. Like, I can let this fight roll on. And he won't. I don't think he'll let that happen. But if this had took place in Riyadh, where it's a completely even playing field, I think Terence Crawford gets the decision very easily. With it being in Vegas, I think it has to be a masterclass for him to get probably a split decision.
I think he needs to stop him, personally. I think he can stop him as well. I'm just going back to what I remember when I used to spar before with heavyweights, and I remember I'd spar with heavyweights and I'd be okay. And I remember this one session, and it was a middleweight who caught me in the kidneys. It was the worst punch I took all night, and he was
in the kidneys,
half my size. He just caught me horrible.
That's an illegal punch.
Well, it was still. Do you know what I mean? It was the worst punch I took the whole day, and he was half my size. So you can still hurt people, even if you're smaller, and you don't have to, like I say, you have to knock the person out. You just need to stop them. It could be a cut, and you keep going for the same cut, and the cut becomes bad, and the fight gets stopped. That's a stoppage. So you don't have to knock the person out. And I think Crawford can stop him. I think he has to, personally.
I don't know whether you've seen that Madrimov fight at 154, but he looked like he just didn't carry any power from 147 up to 154. And to put a dent in Canelo, he's going to have to carry power even another 2 weight classes up. It's going to be a big ask. I think he outboxes him all day. I think the way he can change his game plan. I think his ring IQ is probably second to none on the planet as we speak.
Do you remember? Sorry, I'm just going to go back to this. Do you remember when Usyk stepped up and everyone was saying he'll outbox everyone, but look at the size of these guys; they're all more powerful, and he's going to end up getting knocked out, and no one could beat him. So it's not to say that Crawford can't do the same thing.
The bar beat him, but anyway, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, we're there. That's for you, though.
Well, yeah. Okay. So I think general consensus is we all think that Crawford will probably win this. Are you still saying Crawford, Blunt? You still going?
I'm still saying Crawford. If justice is done and we don't see another robbery in Vegas, like Ocean's 15 or something like that, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I think if everything goes to plan, he should. But don't be surprised if he doesn't, because like I say, Canelo's no mug.
But do you not think it's too big a fight and too high profile for them to pull off one of those robberies like that, though? Like,
well, I don't know, because
Lewis and Holyfield was bigger than this.
Sorry?
Lewis Holyfield was a bigger fight than this, really. Lewis Holyfield, and there was a robbery in that. That first fight with Lewis clearly won, and it was a draw. Like, man, these people don't care. They don't care.
Two of the 3 Triple G fights that got the wrong results. First fight, Triple G clearly won. Second fight was closer to a draw than the first one, and the third one, obviously, Triple G was over the other. Canelo done a job on him, but that was 2 robberies.
Triple G was a top fighter, but there's not as many eyes on Triple G, like, you know, as there will be Crawford. That's you know, I mean, that's what I'm saying. So for them to like pull off a robbery like that, like, could happen.
There's only with Leonard Hagler. Now it was 2 biggest fighters on the planet at the time.
I wouldn't say that Triple G is not as big a name as Crawford. Crawford hasn't been pushed the way other American fighters have, and backed by his own country. That's why he's been fighting a lot abroad and stuff like that. A lot of American fighters, they don't fight abroad. They're only fighting their own country. Crawford has had to go and fight abroad and fight people in their backyard and stuff like that. I feel like he hasn't been promoted as well as he should have been by his own country. That's what I think.
Yeah, I'm not talking about being promoted by your country. I'm talking about the boxing fans. Like, there's going to be too many eyes on that. Like, boxing fans know, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I just think the fight's too big, and for them to do something like that, it'd be crazy. Like, you know.
Again, I'll go back to Holyfield Lewis. They're 2 bigger names than both of these guys.
Different times,
clearly robbed, isn't it?
That was broad daylight.
The hype and the backlash and all, you know, different times. Lennox Lewis, you could do that. You could brush it under the carpet, have another fight, everyone gets paid, and, you know. But this time,
different times, same criminals getting these fights wrong, mate.
I don't know. We'll
right, moving on. We're gonna move away from boxing, move into UFC, and I've been looking forward to this conversation actually. And we're gonna talk about John Jones. John Jones retires. JD, is he ducking Aspinall or what? What's going on? Why has he all of a sudden come out and retired now? Aspinall's been after him and he's wanted to fight him for a while now, and all of a sudden he retires.
John Jones is obviously he's not getting the money that he wants. Like, you know, the like, it's a dangerous fight for, you know, first and foremost. So if he's going in there and risking his like unbeaten record and that against this guy who just goes in and blitzes everybody, like he's got to get paid properly, you know. And if this retirement is real and it holds up, then he goes out the GOAT, in my opinion. And yeah, you know, it's a risky fight, man. And if you know, high risk, high reward. If he's not getting a reward, walk away.
Okay, Blunt, your thoughts, please.
But you signed to the biggest MMA platform on the planet. You're not going to get paid more by any other organization for doing cage fighting MMA, right? So like, you can't turn around and make demands like, right, well, I generally get paid $3 million, but I want 11 for this one because he might smash my face in. You can't. It doesn't work like that. I mean, you don't have the worldwide pulling power that Conor McGregor had. Conor McGregor could make demands because he put billions on the value of the company at the time when he was on his hot streak. Yes, Jones is unbelievable, but he's not a household name like that. So I think fully he's ducked Tom Aspinall because he ducked Francis Ngannou and waited until he could come back to fight an old Steve. He ducked the second Dominic Reyes fight because if you're honest with yourself, Dominic Reyes beat him in that first fight. And it's basically, he struggles with rangy, heavy strikers, and they don't come rangier and heavier of a striker than Tom Aspinall. And I think he's just absolutely shit the bed.
I don't think he ducked Ngannou though. He would have beat Ngannou, in my opinion. He would have beat him.
I think he might have beat him, but he certainly, it was offered to him and he didn't want it.
Is this GOAT behavior?
No,
I don't know. It doesn't sound like GOAT behavior to me, man. Like I thought the UFC was not like boxing, and you know you have to fight who you have to fight. There's no picking and choosing. But this guy sounds like he's picking and choosing, man. Like
it's not really picking and choosing because it's you fight or you vacate the title, and it's like he's vacating it and he's retiring. Like you said, and you brought up Conor McGregor. Well, Conor McGregor, like, okay, he brought a lot of like English or European, Irish eyes or whatever to the sport, but John Jones is the best. He's been the best, yeah. You know.
He may very well be. But like I say, it's about pulling power. When you start making demands for paydays that exceed the wage structure of a football club or a fight organization, etc., you can't do it with the UFC model simply because you haven't got two TV networks that represent each fighter that are willing to bump purses up, etc. You're literally signed into a one uniform thing with the UFC where basically that's your pay. You're all on one channel. You fight who you told to fight. If you don't fight, you leave. But I mean, Jones is unbelievable. He is unbelievable. But I don't know whether you can just go in and say he's the GOAT, he's better than Khabib or etc. But he's definitely a massive juice head. Have you heard the story when they first employed the golden snitch? And you got basically you have to declare your whereabouts in fight camp, and he hid under the octagon. Yeah, hid under the ring for 7 hours while the golden snitch was sat in the gym in dead silence. Why would you hide under a ring for 7 hours when the man was in the same room if you had nothing to hide? No, that's not legendary. That happened. The stories come from people in that gym at the time laughing about
it. What are your thoughts, Tony? What are your thoughts on the thing? Do you think he's ducking Aspinall? Or do you think it's just time to retire?
It looks very suspect, innit? But I get it, innit? Do you get me? Like it's very high risk. Personally, you gotta like that's the reason why these guys do these things, innit? To showcase that they're the best at all of this stuff, innit? So personally, the way it's looking to me, it's like he's dodging it.
Definitely feels that way. I mean, where we're talking about it's a dangerous fight, aren't they all dangerous fights? John Jones has got the most UFC title wins in UFC history. 16. So what, he can't do 70? One more is too much. Like, were they not all dangerous fights too?
I think if it was anybody else, he'd probably take it. But
Listen,
Tom Aspinall, you just have to look at him. He looks like
John
a
Jones
cartoon character.
tougher people than Aspinall, and I think John Jones would beat him anyway. Like the guy, you can walk in like okay, he's beat people like Curtis Blades and these kind of people. Like he's blitzing John Jones is a different thing. Like you ain't gonna walk in there and knock him out in seconds. So
yeah, definitely not.
Listen, Tom Aspinall needs John Jones more than vice versa. Okay, John Jones doesn't.
Agreed.
Okay, like Aspinall needs his for his legacy. Like John Jones' legacy set. So if you want him to take this risky fight, you have to pay him. End of. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe the bag wasn't enough.
What's out my bag?
So do you think then does John Jones go down as the GOAT in your opinion, Blunt?
He's in the conversation. He's definitely in the conversation. Like I say, bringing up the fact he was juicing where everyone was. It was like Wild West, wasn't it? Before they had to get a clamp on it. But I don't know. Is he any more accomplished and clinical than Khabib? You know, and you look back at your GSPs and people like that. You know.
GSP, nah, no. Okay, Khabib. I understand people say that like undefeated fighter and all that, but what 2 or 3 title defensives? That's it. No, you know, John Jones.
Conor made none.
Yeah, but like Conor's not even in the conversation.
No, I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying like obviously like 2 or 3. Like you look how big Conor was, like transcend the sport. I don't think he defended the title, did he?
No.
No, he didn't.
No. But like I said, Conor, like he's more a celebrity. Like he's not even a real fighter. He's a celebrity. He's not a, you know. Nah.
No, I don't. He was at the time. He was on a tear, wasn't he? You know, and he was just putting people out. But
not really.
Come on, wait.
He was on a tear against who? Who did he beat? He beat Jose Aldo. That's his biggest victory. Who else?
Well, he beat. Well, who was the best 145 of all time regarded at the time when he walked in and knocked him out in 13 seconds with one shot. He also beat Max Holloway, who went on to beat more previous champions than anybody else. He beat Justin Poirier. Eddie Alvarez is a future Hall of Famer, right? And he boxed him with his hands behind his back. It was like a cheat code. Jumped up to 155 and made him look like he'd staggered out of a pub and he was just slapping him around the street.
Of the people you mentioned, okay, Jose Aldo, yes. Poirier,
Max Holloway, yes.
Not really. Max Holloway, he got beat. What was it? 3 times by a guy that's like 5'5". Like no.
Oh, you're talking about Volk?
Yeah, like good fighters, but they're not great. So I'm sorry, Max Holloway is not a great. Dustin Poirier definitely is not a great. Eddie Alvarez.
All right, let me throw a couple names out there. Let me throw a couple names out there to be compared to John Jones. Then, so you got GSP, yes or no?
No,
he's not a player, but it's pioneers.
What about Anderson Silva?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can find Anderson Silva. Definitely.
GSP's got more title wins than Anderson Silva does. GSP's got 13, Anderson Silva got 11. So how come GSP's not in the conversation?
Because he lost his mind and started talking about aliens.
No, do you know why? Listen, Anderson Silva was just a lot more dominant, okay? Just much more dominant. Okay, you know, if I'm fair and honest, you have to put GSP in the conversation, but the other 2 are just a level above, in my opinion.
Okay. You got like people. What about Randy Couture? No. He's how many times? He's got 8 title wins.
Yeah, but no. I mean,
yeah, but that was at a day when basically you could gouge each other's eyes out and just punch each other in the spuds for like 15 minutes. You know, there was no rhyme or reason to it. It was basically a bar fight in a cage.
Is that not harder?
Well, it's harder, but you're supposed to respect it. Because I know that I can go and drag 10 people out of pubs around Middlesbrough now that do that. You know what I mean? Like, they're not technicians.
Fair play. All right, cool. So The only one really that anyone's brought up so far that's in a conversation really with John Jones would be Anderson Silva then. Yeah.
Or Khabib. Khabib has to be in there, surely.
Or Khabib.
Yeah.
Or Khabib, yeah. Okay. Let's move on to the next section of the pod. So this will be interesting. Street Fighter Actor Edition. So I'm gonna give you a little scenario, and I'm gonna go around and get your answers. So you've been kidnapped, your life's on the line, and the only way to freedom is to assign a champion in a fight to the death match against the prime Chuck Norris. Who are you picking? No superpowers. Which action movie character are you choosing? I'll start with you, Tiny. Who you got?
I'm going with Ong Bak.
Ong Bak. Okay, that's
The brother. That's
what's his name? Tony Jaa from Ong Bak. I can't remember his name in that actually, but yeah, Tony Jaa. Tony Jaa's a bad man. That guy flipping up. Some of the things he's done. And what I like about it is you see the contact pause, but you see the actual contact when he's throwing punches, kicks, and I'll pause it. Tony Jaa. Okay.
Yeah, nothing
JD,
much.
who you got, JD, man?
Took the elephant.
By the way, I'm just gonna say Chuck Norris is a legit tough guy. Legit.
Yeah. He's a bad man.
He's got a legit tournament background, and I would if in fact if he wasn't the one that we needed to fight, I'd have picked him. If I'm being honest. I was gonna ask JD who his is, but he's walked off, so I'll go to you, Blunt. Who you got?
I think he's actually been kidnapped. He's took this question a bit too seriously.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's back.
All right. So
you got.
Sorry?
Yeah, JD, who you got? Who's your champion? Who you picking? Who fights Chuck Norris? A prime Chuck Norris and wins.
Prime Chuck Norris. See, I had one person when you said no superpowers, that kind of went out the window. You know what? I'm gonna go.
Who are you gonna say?
I was gonna say.
Who are you gonna say?
Thanos.
It's actually Wolverine, but yeah.
Wolverine, you know.
With his aluminium frame and that.
Who's it for me? Come back to me, man. I've got to give it a little bit of thought, man. Come back to me, man.
I'll come back to you. Blunt, who you got, man?
I've been kidnapped. Yeah?
Yeah.
And I need somebody to save my life.
Yeah.
There's nobody else other than Brian Mills.
From?
Look at the faces. Liam Neeson from Taken.
Taken.
If you've been kidnapped, if you've been kidnapped, look, Chuck Norris, he goes through the entire Albanian mafia like a hot knife through butter. and cooks them with the electricity as well.
Hold on, wait.
Can I throw a counter into that? Can I just throw a counter into that? If he was that good, how come there was Taken 2 and Taken 3? How did he allow that to happen 2 more times?
No,
one of them was him.
Yeah,
it was him.
Yeah, but he escaped, didn't he? He used a grenade in the winds to find out exactly where he was in Istanbul. I've got maps on my phone, and I got lost in Turkey.
Okay. Okay, JD, who you got, man?
They can use guns, right?
Yep. No superpowers, I said, if you heard me.
Superpowers. I'm probably gonna have to go someone like the Equalizer, innit? Denzel Washington guy or something like that. I don't know, man.
I was just thinking about that as well. Thinking about that. Okay, Equalizer with guns. Who without guns?
Without guns? Without guns? I don't know, man. Like, you know what, man? Drunken Master Jackie Chan, man. Bad boy. Come on.
Yeah, I love that film, man. Quality film. Yeah, Drunken Master. Okay, that's a good one. Who have I got? I had two, and I had to choose between them, and it was so difficult to choose. I was gonna choose. His name's Wong Fei Hung from.
I think you say big trouble. I think you say big trouble.
Nah. Wong Fei Hung, pause. From Once Upon a Time in China. Jet Li played him, and he's a real life character as well, real life person. But he beat all these different styles. So he had to fight a boxer, and he had to fight this, and he had to fight, and he beat them all. But I'm actually going with Ip Man. Have to go with Ip Man.
I was thinking of Ip Man. That was my other one. I was thinking of Bad Man.
Ip Man for me is just he's gonna do it and teach you a lesson while he does it. You know what I mean? You can take notes after you've had your ass kicked. You know what I mean? And become a better fighter for it. So I'm going with Ip Man.
Brings a whole new meaning to an old school beating.
But I was thinking about the Equalizer as well, because Denzel in that is a G, bro. Like, he's a G.
That's why I went for Brian Mills, because he gave birth to these characters. Didn't know he gave birth to these characters?
How can you time an ass kicking? Like, he literally times it. That's mad. That's mad. Another person that's noteworthy, Jack Bauer. Jack Bauer never ever doesn't get the job done.
He's a bad man.
That gets the job done every time.
I've got to take it all back and say Jack Bauer, man. Like, come on, man. Forget that Brian Mills guy, man. Jack Bauer's the original one, man.
Yeah, but he's going to take a full day, regardless of how big the job is. He's getting paid by the hour to rescue
you. Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, man, no, Ip Man. If anyone hasn't seen that film, you need to go and watch Ip Man. Ip Man is a bad film. There's actually a few of them, but I only like the first one, to be honest with you. Right. Okay. So, right. I've got a couple of who wins here. All right. In fact, should we do winner stays on? Yeah, let's do winner stays on. Michael Jai White versus Bolo Young.
Have you seen that clip of Michael Jai White showing Kimbo Slice how to throw the jab with no tell?
Yeah,
he's got his hand. Yeah, that's legit. That's legit, isn't it? Like, it's just, yeah. He's like, I'm going to slap you at 3 miles an hour, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Who are we going with? Jai White or Bolo Young?
I'm going Jai White.
Jai White. We'll go majority rules here, by the way, because there's 3 of you. Jai White or Bolo Young?
White.
Jai White.
Yeah, have to. Yeah, just giving it a bit of thought, but yeah, Jai White.
So I would have gone Bolo Young personally, but that's me being biased. Okay, Michael Jai White or Tony Jaa?
Tony Jaa, is that the
well, Tiny better hold this Tony Jaa. He has to rescue him.
Listen, Tony Jaa, is that the on-back guy?
Yeah.
Jai White, man, that on-back was ridiculous. I can't stand those films. I'm sorry, man. Guy went in and beat up everyone for Baby Elephant, man. Get out of there, man.
Oh no, just killed it, man. Killed it. Okay, so you're going Jai White. Tiny, who you going? Jai White or Tony Jaa?
I got to back my guy, innit?
Tony Jaa. Deciding vote, Blunt, who you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tony Jaa.
Oh, Tony Jaa. Okay, Tony Jaa versus Bruce Lee. Blunt, I'm going to press you for an answer here now.
Oh, sorry, I thought I didn't know you were coming to me first. Bruce Lee all day long.
No, I
thought you might have called.
I was waiting for somebody, and no one answered. So I'm going to you now.
Yeah.
So
just wait for the resident cop shite.
Yeah,
go for Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee. Tiny?
Yeah, Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee, Jared.
Bruce Lee. I want to get Tony Jaa out of here, man. Like, Bruce
Oh no! Right, this would be an easy one. Bruce Lee, Steven Seagal.
Oh, give over, man. Do you know like that ITs or the things? It's all just like blocks and throws and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen when they talk about it multiple times on the? Say again.
It's all made up, man. Steven Seagal.
Yeah. It's like he's just a bully that slaps extras about on set. Apparently, you know, like they were talking about it on Joe Rogan before, and it's like that's like of all the martial arts, that's bullshit. You know, like you can put flat pack building in there if you're gonna have that in there.
Put it next to Tai Chi.
You put it next to yoga.
So I take it then we're going with Bruce Lee. Okay, Bruce Lee or Jean-Claude Van Damme. And I will point out that Van Damme, again, is a legit tournament fighter.
Yeah, he wasn't a world champion kickboxer. Yep. Yeah, that's legit. And the problem is Bruce Lee, yeah, he's a master, but he's only about, 4'2". That's not even as long as one of Jean-Claude Van Damme's legs. He hits in one of them rangy kicks, and it's just good night Vienna, isn't it?
So you going Van Damme, yeah?
Yeah, I have to, just because of my childhood. Like, I smashed my parents' front room up replicating Van Damme.
All right.
I'll go Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee. Decide and vote, JD.
Bruce Lee, man. Van Damme. Nah, man.
Bruce Lee.
Come on. Listen, don't get me wrong. I grew up more watching Van Damme than Bruce Lee, but nah, man. I've got to be realistic, man.
Bruce Lee or Jet Li?
Jet Li.
I'd say Jet Li personally, but so you're going Jet Li, Tiny, Bruce Lee or Jet Li?
Yeah, Jet Li.
Jet Li, Blunt. Not that it matters now. It's the majority rules.
I like Jet Li. Like, he's one of the better. Like, I'm a big fan of the Lethal Weapon series, and he was stone cold in Lethal Weapon 4.
Yeah,
like he just with his little like rosy big things where he just used to garrot people and whatnot. Like he was the next level in that. So yeah, he's in
one of my favorite films. What is it? Kiss of the Dragon. One of my favorite films. That is brilliant.
Yeah,
right. Decent. Go on, Sonny. Sorry, bro.
He had a few decent films still.
He did.
But
he did.
I thought he was cold.
Jet Li, The One. That was another good film.
Yeah.
He's got a few good ones. Right, final one. Jet Li, Jackie Chan.
Oh. It's got to be Jet Li again. Jackie Chan's is more of a movie star. He's like more of a sort of stuntman. I don't know. I'd say Jet Li in combat.
Okay. Sonny, you got?
Yeah, Jet Li for me as well.
Jet Li, JD. You want to say Jackie Chan, don't you?
Listen, have you not seen Drunken Master?
Yeah.
No, seriously, Jet Li. No, he's a better martial artist than Jackie Chan, so I'm gonna have to say
Jet Li.
I'm not gonna.
I was going to say, have you seen the outtakes from Rush Hour?
And who's? Can I just point out that Jet Li wins. He wins the final. The only person who had Jet Li as a champion. Just saying. Right, moving on. We'll go to the Don't Gas Wheel of Chance. I don't know what this is going to throw up, but let's see what happens. If the mystery wheel spinner is ready, pause. I don't even need to pause that.
It's getting tired now.
You lot have got me just in case. Right.
Gonna end up a nervous wreck with this.
Entertainment, it looks like. What's that? Top 3 all-time TV sitcom characters.
Oh man.
You have to think about this. Does anyone come to mind straight away? Pause. Anyone straight away that you think, yeah, this
I've
is in the top
got
three?
2 out of 3. I've got 2 out of 3.
I've got
All right, who's your 2?
Right, the 2 I've got out of 3 definitely is Del Trotter. Yeah,
Okay.
out of Only Fools and Horses. Right. Secondly, David Brent, out of The Office. The original David Brent, like the Ricky Gervais one.
I thought you'd have said Alan Partridge.
And then we're moving on to Alan Partridge. But I didn't know. I was stuck between Partridge and Brian Potter for Phoenix Nights. But yeah, I'll take Partridge. You're laughing at Ray.
All right. Nah, Partridge is funny, man. I ain't gonna lie, he's funny. Anyone else got their top 3?
So is it? It's comedy, right? Sitcom, right? Comedy, you said.
Sitcom, yeah.
All right.
Is it worldwide or?
Yeah, anywhere, worldwide, man.
You know what? One character that always killed me is everyone hates Chris, the dad.
Terry Crews. Okay.
Oh, Terry Crews, isn't it? Yeah, Terry Crews.
I love that show, man. Yeah. That show was too funny.
That should have went. Yeah, it should have went on longer. That show really should have.
That show was funny, man.
All right, I'm gonna
say Julius, isn't it?
Yeah. Killer.
All right, I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna have to say for me, it's American, but it's probably Ross from Friends, Ross or Chandler. They were both too snake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you getting? 3?
Yeah, 3.
Now Ross.
Well, while you have a think about the others, I'll give you a couple of mine.
My wife and kids.
My wife and kids, okay.
No, Simon Wayans. Oh, the son. Junior. He was just dumb on it, it was funny. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna. You know, I've got to say, Carlton Banks is one of mine, without a doubt. I don't know how no one's mentioned him yet.
Yeah.
Carlton Banks is in there for sure.
Because it's kind of it's like you're not thinking.
Pause. Man's got the pause ready before I can even finish my sentence, man.
he's just got a stamp. Pause.
So I'll go Carlton Banks. I have to put Alan Partridge in there because he's just too funny. Like there's too many funny scenes with Alan Partridge. Too many. And for a third one, I'm gonna go with what JD said, and I'm gonna go Ross from Friends. There's too many episodes that's funny. Ross in the white teeth, Ross in the leather pants. When he gets the fake tan, like there's too. You stole my sandwich. Like there's too many with Ross.
You know what?
And the thing with Ross doesn't need other characters to be funny. He can be funny by himself.
You're forgetting a classic one, bro. We were on a break. Like it just comes up all the
time. 5 pages.
Do you remember
the stuff about a little more perspective?
You fell asleep.
Oh man!
You know what? As well, Ross from Friends when he's on the there's what where he's on the maple candy. It's like cocaine. He's just all over the place. That's quality.
What was the Bernie Mac show?
Okay.
You know the one where he had their family and that, and he looks after the 2 youths.
Yeah. Bernie Mac. I was watching Bernie Mac earlier. Funnily enough, one of his stand-ups.
He was hilarious.
Yeah, man. Okay.
Have you seen the clip? Have you seen the clip of Bernie Mac where he gets the dwarf out of the case like it's a ventriloquist dummy? Have you seen that?
I have seen it.
Oh, I'll have to find it and share it in the group later. Oh, it's just an actual little person, and he gets him out of his trunk and sort of sits him there like, oh man, it's too much.
Yeah,
Jared, man, you need one more in it for your 3. Who's your third?
That's like, I'm gonna have to agree with blunt, like Ricky Gervais in The Office, bro. The guy was just seriously, man. Yeah.
Do you know what as well? Like that was a character that we'd never seen before. That was another pioneering character, and you see, like that gave birth to that whole genre of awkward comedy. You know, they're just these awkward, egotistical egomaniacs that he's never in the wrong about anything, and somehow manages to change every situation about him.
I always thought this as well. I always thought that Ricky Gervais based that traits of that character you can see in Alan Partridge. Alan Partridge has got a lot of those traits.
Yeah, I've thought that in bits, but yeah, maybe not the character. Maybe more the format. You know, the sort of mockumentary.
The format, yeah, agreed, yeah.
And then, obviously that was carried by the character.
Yeah, like,
launched the American version, which was massive over there, wasn't it? You know,
it's big money, big money.
But to be honest, like The Office, though, like I can kind of see where you're going with the Alan Partridge thing, but nah, bro, it's a whole different level. Like, nah, bro, like
it was like a steroided version, wasn't it?
Do you know what? Yeah, there's so many things there's so many scenes in Partridge that are hilarious, bro. Like hilarious. And it's just the little things that he says and does that is so petty. Like, you know, when he has to sack everyone, and was it Pear Tree Productions? And he has to go around and he sacks everyone. That scene there is too funny, bro.
Yeah, and he goes, why? Because you do this all the time.
Right, okay, so we've got our top three then. That was easier than it has been. Usually where they're fighting over whose top three is the right one, but yeah, they're all some good characters there. So I'm gonna say, any final thoughts, man? Any final thoughts before we close up?
Final thoughts. Suarez is better than Thierry Henry. Yeah.
Not this Suarez thing again.
I could have guessed you were going to say that, because I was going to say it. I was going to say Henry's better than Suarez right at the end. But, you know, it is what it is, man.
Watching you lot in that group today, honestly, I thought someone's going to get knifed on this podcast tonight. You know, like, it was just getting out of hand over Suarez and Henry. You should just pose the question at the end. Write into us, write it on a balloon, let it go, and tell us who you think was the best between Thierry Henry and Luis Suarez.
I thought I was watching an episode of Trading Places, isn't it? Because Jared was like, "Yeah, Suarez is yeah." Trimmer was like, "Yeah, yeah, but he's got more goals." Yeah,
cool. Yeah.
Oh man.
But just loves to disagree with everyone.
Listen, you're just like me. Let's not get that twisted. Yeah, you're the biggest troll going out there. These lot just don't know it yet. Yeah, so let's pretend like you're not.
Can we not air all our dirty laundry out in public here? You know, like there's a reason these DV things happen behind closed doors.
Are you talking about airing your dirty laundry because you like to keep people's jeans?
I was waiting for you've been waiting for this. Do you know what? This is why I could afford to go watch my local team. You know, save on jeans and spend it on tickets.
That was the funniest phone call that I've had in ages, man. About
save it. You know what that was, right? That was road tax for trying to bring that heffalump into my accommodation.
we might dip into this another time, but in you know,
listen, man, real life.
Let's save face a little bit here.
real life stays off the pod, man. Listen, man, keep that behind closed doors, man. Shit.
Oh man, someone gonna have to pay me. All right, listen, pause. anyway, thanks for watching. This is Don't Gas. So thanks Blunt, thanks Tiny, thanks JD, and we'll be here again next week 9 p.m. Peace.
All right, bro.